Hello. I know after so long I have been recording, and here we are. You must be thinking I might forget my script, but I don't have any. So this episode is being raw, recorded, and uploaded. And in the meanwhile, you might heard a lot of noises, background noises, and that might try to disturb you, distract you, and put your focus out from this video. I just wanted to let you know that this is completely your choice to leave this video whenever you want. This video is just made because I want. So today's topic is basically talking about this book 0 to 1. म्हणजे काय बोलायचं बाई, म्हणजे सगळे गाड्या, सगळे एरोप्लेन, सगळे फायटर जेट कधी इथून जात नाहीत, रेअरली इट्स. पण सडनली when I hit the record button, it appeared like it's a war declared between Ambedhan and Chakan. Maybe Moshi's been supplying so much of the air power to the Ambedhan to fight with Chakan. And coming back to the topic, it says notes on startup, or it's not and, it's or how to build a future, how to build the future. Peter Thiel with Blake Masters. So we all know Peter Thiel. I'm not going to mention about him. You might read it from here if you want. And now what I will do is, in next 1-2 minutes I will recall and let you know, guys, what I have remembered, and what I have remembered from this book about startups and all. So I'll start now. Books talks a lot about different things like politics, economics, and how different first world countries fight, and what are their worth ethics regarding their own economic policies and trades they make, how they make trades and how they make inventions. And Peter Thiel primarily ask one question. I barely recall it. It's just like, what is your idea? What is that one idea, or what is that one business you would do that matters? Something like that. We'll get back to it at the end of this video with the details. Not so much, but it is really important to you guys to understand what he's asking throughout this question. He starts his book with this question for the readers, whoever, and the question is so important to brainstorm, because it gives you the another perspective for building the business, and building a business which is very important for the world. And then he talks about how America and China have different mindset, or maybe we can say emotion of bringing so much good businesses to their economy. Like America have a optimistic approach, it thinks the future will be bright with the inventions and all of the things that we are doing. uh, and China has a pessimistic approach towards the economic decisions. He thinks the future, we cannot guarantee the future will be bright, but if you future might get worst, because how they came from a poor nation, a poor, is it a nation? Yeah. So how they came from a very poor background and how they build up this much big economy. uh, they always have this in mind, future might be the worst thing, and we have to prepare for it. So they work like that. And then some of the things I remember from this book is, if you want to start a company, you should have people who believe and have the same uh, motives or motivation to work towards this company, because your dreams are not others' dreams, and the money you will get is not the same amount of money the employees or the worker will get. But you make sure you are working towards the right purpose. He mentions example about this thing, which is, people want, the smart people don't want to work for only for wages. Okay, they are smart, they can do anything, any big company. To convince them to join your company, you should have a revolutionary idea or motive that might change economies, or that might change future forever. For example, if you are building, when he was building co-founding PayPal, he think that there should be a online bank transactions. And to be convincing, to convince a good developer, a good employee, to work with him and not to work with the other giant companies, uh, you have a compelling idea, and your employees should have, or the people you are work should have the same vision and same hunger towards achieving the same dream that will change the world somehow. And it is important because people would not last long for only for wages. Sometimes a dream needs not 9 to 7, sorry, not 9 to 5, but sometimes it takes a bit more uh, to show up next day, even if it's weekend, because you have deadlines you set for yourself and your company, and now you have to grow. So people should have same mindset. Then he talks about culture. If your company don't have culture, different companies have different cultures, like having a t-shirt, having a uniform dress code for people who are working with the company, to make sure they have similar cult feeling for them. Because if someone is nerd and someone is just a businessman, they won't go along for a long time uh, towards working for this company. So every employee should have a common type of things they can do together. Maybe it's they might like coffee, late night working shifts. They might like uh, a company trip, something like that. It should align, it should align everyone into the same spectrum of thinking and interests. So all people should relate to each other and have common grounds to communicate with each other. and they should feel like they are in the team and they are the special. It's not a manipulation tactic. It's just pure thing that people with common interest work well together and for a bit long. And then so far I remember only I last thing I remember from this book is he was talking about PayPal Mafia, and how he's talking about YouTube, how he founded YouTube, LinkedIn, then Google, then I think Google, then PayPal, Tesla, not Tesla, but PayPal at the time, Twitter, and all these things they have founded together. They think like people, to find people like this it's hard, and you should be very hardworking, an ambitious person to have this kind of circle, to maintain this kind of circle, because this is rare. I think I'm just overlapping or just forming my wrong opinions over these chapters. Maybe I might deliver a wrong idea of an chapter or learning, but somehow it's not about being right. It's about me telling you what I remember from this book. Then the next step I will do is in next few minutes, not few minutes, it's net in next 1 minute I will try to uh, look at the index, what are the chapters and what I can remember from these chapters when I read that. The challenge of the future, the basically the first question, the first most important question is being asked in this chapter, the challenge of the future. He talks about how innovations, inventions shape the economies and countries and human civilization to improve towards more better businesses and better inventions. And he asked the question every startup or business owner should ask themselves. Party like it's 1999. I don't remember anything. Then the third one is all happy companies are different. Uh, if I can remember, I would say one line about this. He says, I mean, the chapter name says it's a lot, but he says a consultancy based company or IT firm cannot have a similar business model or working in infrastructure, not working in infrastructure, how they operate the company and how they are distributed their hierarchies might be different and might be working for them because they are different. So then the ideology of competition, uh, there must be a good thing in it which I don't particularly remember, but it's about early mover and late movers basically, and the fifth is last mover advantage. uh, he talks, it might not, it might not that you might not be the first one to be the innovator, but you can be the last one, which basically suggests the idea that you can do always do better than other people are doing. It's not about competition or competitors already been capturing the market. It's about uh, if they're solving the right problems, and if you can deliver what they can or are not delivering, you can be the one, and it's your last mover advantage. You already have seen what is working and what is not working, so it's not like you are experimenting something. There is companies and there is issues and you are solving them now. Then six is you are not a lottery ticket. It was a fantastic chapter, but I didn't remember anything from this. It says what I can recall is you're not a lottery ticket, which means every other person has its own advantage to be in his place. Like, you want to be Mark Zuckerberg, but eventually there might be much lower chances that you will be the next Mark Zuckerberg, because uh, they have they have positioned somehow in the good position to be a good person or something like that. He gives a the author gives a the author gives many examples, like Bill Gates. Gates have a computer in his college, so he get the access to it and he get lucky with it. Just like many founders and CEOs that build a greater companies, big companies have always have a unfamiliar or what we call, I'm not good with this word, but I can, unfamiliar advantage or something like that, but it's like unfair advantage. Okay, so they have their unfair advantage and they got lucky basically, and you might not be a lottery ticket. He's been suggesting that follow the money. I don't remember anything about the secrets. I don't remember anything about that. The foundation in which he talks about many rules. Before starting a company, you should make sure the foundations are right in their place, or there is a large possibility of your company is been failing, will fail in the future if you're not set the foundations correctly. Then the mechanics of Mafia. I guess the mechanics of Mafia is about monopoly. How Google shows the Google is clearly a monopoly over research engines or the research engines in the market, but Google never admits that he is a monopoly, because in US, if you're trying to monopolize any type of market, you will face, and you have the other basically they don't let you be a monopoly, because they think like there should be a equal participations of other parties or companies with you, I guess. That's it. Maybe he's talk about PayPal Mafia, I guess, in this chapter, but I just got that thing in my mind, so I just let you know. If you the 11th chapter, if you build it, you will they come. So here I don't remember what he's discussing in the chapter, but it's clearly pointing that you always think that your company is the good, your idea is the good, many people will come, but is that a reality? You think there should be a company doing the company is doing this, or company should do that, there must be a company for that, but when you build it and then you get to know that there is no profits, there is no future. People would like to have that kind of company, but that kind of company would not make profits and would not survive in the till the future. And that's led to a question: if you build it, will they come? Man and the machine. Huh. This is the very favorite chapter of mine. Basically, I'm the graduating, and this is my last year, and I just gave my final year exams. But before that, when I was reading this, Man and the Machine is a chapter where I get to know what Peter Thiel is been talking about. He says the IT bubble, the dot-com bubble, and the now AI bubble. It's not, AI bubble is not different from these other dot-com bubbles. It's just that it gives you the new opportunities, so you don't have people lose jobs, yeah, but they will regain a new job. You have to be upskilling, you have to be looking for the opportunities, you must take, and what he talks about the man and the machine. He thinks the man is not better than the machine and machine is not better than the man. It should work simultaneously, it should work together to achieve optimal outcomes. You cannot completely rely on machine, and you cannot completely rely on the humans. It should be much better if the machine and the man work together. It's basically, he is suggesting that idea that AI means these days is AI agents, and the human should work together, layer by layer or simultaneously, to make sure we achieve optimal result. Seeing green. Seeing green, I don't have any idea. Then 14th and the last chapter is the founder's paradox. The founder's paradox. I can remember I read this chapter when I was in my village, and I was so happy that I'm just completing and very near, a chapter near to completing this book, my first startup related book. I was so happy that now I don't remember what is the founder's paradox. So I think for now we should stop here. But as I've as I've what as I've talked with you, as I've said earlier, the challenge of the future, the right question. I ask the right question. What the question is, what important truth do do very few people agree with on you? You on. Wait a minute, this is not the question. I think I should what we can say, read the book. Startup thinking. Give me a minute, man. That was a really good question to ask. Where is this question? By the way, you should give it a read to this book. What I think is we are just done here, but let me just check, because Mania always read Mafia. Yeah, our contrarian question, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to listen the generations of our contrarian question. What important truth do very few people agree with you on? It's difficult to answer directly. Okay. I think I will look forward to read this book again, because there are so many lessons that I should learn and fit into my mind, or just to, yeah, I should read it. So bye bye.